jump back to the Warriors-Lakers game. Golden State's 19-point rally was their second largest comeback of the season. Remember, they came back from 22 to beat the Clippers on January 8th. Steph described post-game what a performance like this means to his team going forward.
It's just a step in the right direction, but we have to be able to put a couple of these together in a row. And they're all learning lessons in terms of the caliber of team that you're playing at that, at the top of the West that's been established, has been there before, and, good measuring stick for us. So 7-6, we're obviously, in a good position, but we have to be able to put a couple of these in a row to really prove that this is who we can be and who we are. And, that's the challenge in this league every night. No matter who you're playing, you got to really fight for a win.
Richard, it's your old teammate, Steph Curry. What do you think the significance was of this win for Golden State?
Well, just really quickly, right? Let's look at their record. If let's say hypothetically Klay was playing, that's a 10-3 team, right? I know. I'm just saying.
I live in the real world.
No, but I'm saying but the 7-6, this is kind of right where they should be. They should be in that 7-8 spot, and if they were fully healthy, they could be at the 2-3 spot. So I'm glad, but for a while they weren't playing like this. This is a team that's very capable of beating anybody on a given night. The lesson that I think they learned here is that they have so many young players, and as long as they keep fighting, if they can stay close in games, the last 5 minutes, now you have Steph, now you have the guys that can really close games. So it's just for them, they got to keep it within a range, in that last 5 minutes.
I really believe that the key to this team is Oubre, because you know what Steph is going to give you. Wiggins, he's somewhat starting to be more consistent, but Oubre, if he can give them consistent numbers between 15 and 18 a night, this team is going to be dangerous. He does all the little things. He can guard your best player. He's a slash. And if he starts knocking down some threes consistently, then that's what's going to make the Warriors scary. He has to go back and look at this game. And this is what you take from this. Oubre, if you become a consistent player for us, we're going to win a lot more games.
And look, Steve Kerr has gotten a lot of questions about possibly shifting the starting lineup. He has not wanted to do that. But he did make a change last night in the substitution patterns for Wiggins and Oubre, and basically gave Oubre more space without Steph on the floor, more opportunities to have that. Do you think that that's the kind of thing that can get him going more?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're always going to go back to, hey, we just beat the defending champs. Now, I know the Lakers didn't look like their Lakers selves, but it's a start in the right direction. It gives them confidence. So, Oubre, if you're watching this, look at these tapes. Stay aggressive. Both ends of the court. You can bring this team a lot of wins with just your energy and your consistency on the offensive end. And so hopefully this is a sign of things to come, and Steve Kerr can put him in positions to where he could be successful.
Yeah, and don't try and prove anything. We know, Kelly Oubre didn't start off the season shooting well, but you are a slasher that can shoot. You are not a shooter that can slash, right? No, there's a difference, right? There's a very big difference. So continue to slash, continue to get dunks, continue to do all the things and shoot free throws and do all the things and play defense. You do those things, then your jump shot is an addition to what you can do. Don't go out there and be like, oh, I'm 0 for 6, and now you're not slashing, now you're not dunking, now you're not playing defense. Right. Once you change your mentality from that space, that's when I think Kelly Oubre can become more consistent, because he's not worried about that, because that's just an addition to his game.
All right. I want to move over to Houston. Let's get to Victor Oladipo. Impressive in his Rockets debut last night. Dropped 32 points, 9 assists. Now, the Rockets did lose to the Bulls. Victor sounded much different, let's say, than just James Harden did after his last Rockets game. Take a listen.
Our better days are ahead of us, definitely.
Not even close, honestly.
Our better days are ahead. Everyone just stay patient.
We're just not good enough.
But our better days are ahead. This is only the beginning.
Obviously, chemistry, talent-wise, just everything, and it was clear.
We can even be better, honestly.
I literally, have done everything that I can.
I'm happy. I'm definitely happy.
The situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed.
The sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, thanks.
So two very different assessments of the Rockets by two All-Stars. Now, I will say, James, what he's looking for to do at this point in his career is win a championship, and that is his line, whereas Victor is looking to refine his form and play well and compete, and obviously advance deep into the playoffs. And I am not saying Victor doesn't want to win a championship, but it is a little different situation.
Goals are definitely different on both sides. But check this out. When I get rid of James Harden, I'm happy to see this type of performance.
Yes.
A guy that I can say, say, hey, Victor Oladipo was an all-star in this league. Hopefully he can regain that form. But you come off that superstar. You want to see something in return. He showed him something last night because you have Wall. You know, he's going to come back. You're going to have
he didn't play last night.
DeMarcus Cousins. Hopefully he can give you something. So, you know, ceiling for this team is playoffs, which I don't think this year they'll make. But when you get an acquisition like that, like that, then you're happy with what you got in Oladipo.
You know, at the end of the day, like you wanted James to be there. You wanted all the things to work out, but it didn't. But the good news is when people show up with the right attitude and the right mentality, it's like, okay. All right. It doesn't matter what our future is or where we're going. People have the right mentality. People want to be here. People are excited to be here. And Victor Oladipo is talented. They have a lot of talent on that team. They can make the playoffs. Like you said, I think that's the ceiling for this team. Whether they do this year with all the changes, it might be difficult. But look,
They've
a
lot.
A lot. Currency. That's what they call it, currency.
Our researcher, Michael Schwartz, it felt like he was like a beautiful mind moving all of these around on the table here. It is a lot. And look, you know what? All three of those guys you mentioned, John Wall, Biggie Cousins, Victor Oladipo, they're all fighters, man.
Mm-hmm.
These are guys who had various injuries over the years that they could have just kind of faded, right? Mm-hmm. And Victor, his start in the NBA was not what people expected in Orlando. And I just think that we have seen all three of these guys fight back over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. I'm interested.
He hasn't played since January 5th. We also don't think we've heard from him since January 5th either. The good news today is that he practiced, most importantly, and he also just sat down to speak with the media. That is new on SportsCenter. Listen.
Hey, Kyrie, welcome back. Hope all is well. This team looks different since the last time you were out there on the floor. First, just your reaction to the deal and what the energy is like as you try to put everything together as a group.
Very excited. You know, just to have James here, obviously letting go of some of the pieces that have been here in the Nets organization for a while, even before I got here. You know, it's going to be hard regardless. It's just the nature of the business. We're all brothers still, you know, so we're just moving on into the next phase of just developing as a team and just building some camaraderie and having fun.
Can you shed some light on what the last couple of weeks have been like for you and the time you needed off?
There's a lot of family and personal stuff going on, so just want to leave it at that.
Otis Livingston, CBS New York.
Hey, Kyrie, welcome back. As you look at the makeup of the team and how successful they have been, how do you see yourself fitting back in? Because you had obviously a huge role before, now coupled with James Harden in the mix.
Like I said, it's just really exciting, you know, just to be able to play with great players that have, you know, just been here in the league for a while, have been through ups and downs, the peaks and valleys. So, you know, James is aligned with us in terms of just experience, and you know, adding that to our locker room is going to be great for us.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Hi, Kyrie. I'm wondering if you were aware that you had violated the health and safety protocols and what that process was like for you in coming back and going through that investigation, one, and then secondly, what your communication was like with the team while you were away.
Happy to be back. Happy to be around these guys. Address the team, address everybody that need to be addressed. Now it's time to move on.
Bruce Beck.
On the health and safety front?
I'm sorry, Malika, go ahead.
I just was circling back on the health and safety front.
Happy to be back. Thank you.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
Kyrie, how supportive have your teammates and the organization been during this time?
It's been great. It's been enough support for me to, you know, feel like they have my back. And, you know, that's all I can ask for. You know, the support, not only me, but my family. You know, I'm a hometown kid, so, you know, things hit a little different when, you know, family or personal stuff going on. And that's up to me to handle that as a man. But, yeah, I just take full accountability for my absence with the guys and, you know, just had a conversation with each one of them and we move on.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Kyrie, just wanted to ask, you know, on a mental, maybe spiritual, emotional, even physical front, is everything okay with you?
Greg Logan, Newsday.
Kyrie, there was a report yesterday that you had purchased a house for George Floyd's family, which would be obviously a magnificent gesture. Can you confirm that and discuss what went into your thinking on that?
It was a team effort. Just want to continue to fulfill our purpose in serving a lot of the underserved communities. Those don't necessarily get